Hello everyone, good evening. This is Sir Weds and yeah, I'm back. I've already, medyo natagalan. I was supposed to go online around 8 o'clock pero medyo natagalan ako sa pag-set up. I needed to turn on my second monitor dun sa taas para makita ko yung i-display ko later on. And then of course, my phone para makita ko naman yung mga messages na most likely sa inbox na naman nilalagay, hindi dito sa comment section, which is somewhat annoying. And I'm not sure kung gaano kabilis yung internet connection ko right now, but I will try my best to provide with the content that is necessary for tonight. Kasi, so naputol yung connection ko. Ay, nako. Ito na naman sa Facebook. Nagkakaproblema na naman ako sa Facebook. Bakit ka ganyan? Kakabad trip talaga. Disconnect kasi siya eh. There's something wrong with my connection. So anyway, so ito yung ano niya, title ng study niya. So the connection between study habits and mathematics performance among high school students in Walter National High School. So pinalitan ko lang yung Walter National High School kasi yung may exact kasi yung name ng school na nakalagay doon sa study. So sinearch ko din if that school does exist. It does exist. So ayokong madama yung school. I don't know if the study was already conducted. I don't know if this particular SOPs or ano tawag nito, the whole research itself is already finished or someone is actually conducting this particular study in any school in the Philippines, especially the one that was mentioned in the post. So ayokong magkaroon ng any misconception that I am trying to target them. No, reviewing. I will show you how to review the paper itself. So ito yung title niya, The Connection Between Study Habits and Mathematics Performance. So obviously, alam na natin ano yung gusto niya mangyari. The connection, so linear siya. Linear yung ano niya. Study habits and then mathematics performance. So yun yung linearity ng kanyang study. Among high school students in Walter National High School. So, yung high school students yung target. So, particularly, secondary school pero hindi minention kung anong grade level. Hindi rin minention kung purpose niya, connectivity, connection between study habits and performance. Quanti yung study niya kasi IVDV to eh. Wala nang ano, tanong-tanong, klaro masyado sa title. Pero mas maiintindihan natin yan when we proceed with the SOPs or the statement of the problem. So, review mo natin yung SOP. Yung SOP niya, zoom, pwede ba ito ma-zoom? Zoom natin ng konti. Zoom. 125. O, yan. Okay. Yung SOP niya, what is the level of study habits in terms of, so, yun yung IV. Claro, IV agad. What is the level of study habits? Yun yung tinatarget natin eh. What is the level of study habits in terms of time management, note-taking and reading, and self-confidence and attitudes. So, yun yung IV niya. May tatlong component yung IV or elements. May tatlo siyang component. Time management, note-taking and reading, and self-confidence and attitudes. So, kung may box ka, sa first box mo, IV mo, study habits, may tatlong bullet points. Kung gagawa ka ng conceptual framework or conceptual paradigm yan, yan yung first box. First box niya yan. Time management, note-taking and reading, and self-confidence and attitudes. Tapos, yung second SOP, what is the level of mathematics performance? Level na naman. But pertaining to mathematics performance. In terms of, ano yung second box? Mathematics performance, and then tatlong bulleted points. Problem-solving skills, conceptual understanding, and application and critical thinking. So, yung tatlo. Yung third SOP, is there a significant relationship between study habits, yung first variable, and mathematics performance. So, relationship between them. So, ano mangyayari dyan? Linya. Isang arrow. The IV pointing to the DV, which is the mathematics performance among students in Walter National High School. So, sa paradigm mo, IV, DV. Linear. Yung arrow. Ganon yung, matrix niya. Relationship para sa SOP3. So, yun yung, So, kung nasa field of educational research ka, kung medyo familiar ka on how to compose an SOP, siguro, dyan pa lang, makikita mo na agad kung ano yung possible issues ng ating SOP dito, no? So, But anyway, yung second element or item na available doon sa kanyang page or sa kanyang content or sa kanyang channel, lowest man yung strongly disagree. Pababa siya hanggang sa second part ng questionnaire will be the survey questionnaire for the mathematics performance. So itong questionnaire na ito, study habit for the IV. So yung tatlong components ng study habit na minention niya, time management, ito, note taking, in reading, and attitudes. Kunin. So yun yung magiging isa sa always ko nakikita na gap ng mga nagkakanak ng researchers ngayon. Do not collect data from your respondents, from your participants that you will not use. So, hindi mo naman siya tinatanong sa SOP mo, bakit mo kukunin? So, may part ba sa IVDV na framework mo about name? Yung demographics, wala naman eh. So, bakit mo siya kukunin? Second, study habit. Study habit is, makikita mo naman, if you look at it, essentially, the survey questionnaire, automatically, we can immediately assume, even though it wasn't mentioned, that the respondents are the students. Yung mga estudyante ang participants ng kanyang thesis or ng kanyang educational research. So the students who will be answering this survey questionnaire will be the ones to evaluate themselves. I effectively prioritize tasks to meet deadlines. I create and follow a daily or weekly schedule. So I. Yung respondent ang mag-evaluate ng sarili niya. Accordingly, from the Likert scale of 5 to 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, strongly disagree to strongly disagree. So, ano to siya? Self-performance assessment or self-evaluation assessment, yung kanyang magiging research instrument. Yun yung target niya. Yun yung design ng kanyang research instrument. Yung mismong respondent ang mag-evaluate sa sarili niya. Wala na naman tayo. Ay. Oh. Okay, we're back. Sorry sa mga nanonood na napuputol-putol yung connection. I'm not sure bakit. Malakas yung internet connection ko. Baka maraming nagla-live sa Facebook. I don't know. But anyway, as I was saying, the design of the research questionnaire is self-assessment, self-evaluation. Yung magiging yun yung formatting niya. Sa time management, puro I regularly, I am able, I feel in control. Note-taking and reading, I actively, I use different note-taking methods. My notes help me, I organize my notes, I summarize main ideas. So, basically, it's puro I, no? So, personal assessment, personal evaluation, ang design ng kanyang questionnaire. Second, sa mathematics questionnaire naman niya, for the DV, for the dependent variable, makikita mo that yun na nga, sa direction pa lang below are the statements that describe your mathematics performance. So the student, the respondent, the participant will be evaluating themselves. Kung how do they see themselves in terms of their performance in mathematics. So I am good at finding solutions to difficult problems. I usually think of more than one way to solve a problem. I stay calm. And sa conceptual understanding naman, I can explain complex ideas in simple terms. I understand the underlying principles behind the facts I learn. I can connect new information to what I already know. And then sa third component, application and critical thinking, I can use what I learned in class to solve real world problems. I can analyze information and make informed decisions. Puro I. So, puro self-evaluation yung ano niya. So, these are the contents that are available dun sa TikTok video na pinopost dun sa account na nakita na shinare po sa akin ng aking kaibigan, aking kakilala. So, yun yung ano niya. So, first things first, let's go to the critical evaluation. First things first, as I mentioned, the study is trying to see the significant relationship. Sa title nga, the connection between, is trying to see the significant relationship between the IV and the DV. The IV is the study habits, and then the DV will be the mathematics performance. So, yun yung ano niya, kinukuha niya. So, first, sa IV, merong issue yung components. So, kung titingnan mo yung first IV, based on the statement of the problem, what is the level of study habits? So, level of study habits in terms of our yun yung components that would show what are the study habits, the level, what is the level of the study habits. Itong tatlong ito, these three components will be able to define what is composing the so-called level of study habits. So, in other words, the definition of study habits will be comprised by time management, note-taking in reading, and self-confidence and attitudes. Yun yung pangatlo. So, traditionally, when we say study habits, it always refers to specific observable behaviors that students employ in order to facilitate learning. So, what are these? Ito yung study time, taking notes. Yun yung time management and note-taking. So, self-confidence and attitudes, itong pangatlong component, these are what we call affective constructs. So, ano ibig sabihin ng affective constructs? These are psychological states. This is how a student feels or their general disposition. In other words, parang isinasama natin yung self-confidence and attitudes as a component, as a part of study habits. So, medyo unclear, medyo di maliwanag ang variable ng study habits ngayon. Bakit? Kasi from time management, from note-taking, so itong dalawa are performances, behaviors ito, madali itong i-measure. Pagdating sa pangatlong component, self-confidence and attitudes. So, psychological concept siya eh. It is a psychological state. So, ito yung nagpapa-unclear doon sa study habits. Ito yung parang nagsasaturate doon sa ating tinatawag na study habit na variable. It is as if we are saying na you are going to measure a person's skills in driving in terms of how he perceives driving. Positive ba o negative? So parang ang layo. Uy, anong kinalaman ng psychological or yung optimistic drive ng nagmamaneho in terms of the skill itself? are you going to say na someone who has a problem should not be driving? Kung meron kang dinaramdam, meron kang may bumabagabag sa iyo, meron kang problemang kinakaharap that would affect your psychological state of mind, then therefore it will already affect your driving skills. Meron bang ganun? Hindi malayo, mayroong gap, ang laki ng gap na doon. So doon nga, sa study habits na yon, para siyang naging combination na ngayon ng what the student can do and how the student feels about themselves. Kasi yung first two components, time management, note-taking, and reading, these are things that a student can do. But when you say self-confidence and attitudes, these are how a student should generally feel about themselves. So this makes it impossible to determine what is the true influence of behavioral study strategies on mathematics performance. Kasi this will be the one that will affect your DV, your mathematics performance. And speaking of mathematics performance, so pasok tayo dun sa second na SOP. What is the level of mathematics performance in terms of problem-solving skills, conceptual understanding, and application of critical thinking? So, the SOP, yung second SOP natin, now tries to measure the level of mathematics performance in terms of what? Problem-solving skills, conceptual understanding, and application and ano yung pangatlo? Application and critical thinking. So, when we say educational performance, when we say mathematical performance in educational research, yun. When we say mathematical performance in educational research, performance generally imply to demonstrated abilities. So what does that mean? Kung titingnan mo kasi yung survey questionnaire niya, how I feel, how I can evaluate yung mga mathematics performance questions ng kanyang survey questionnaire kanina, nung tiningnan natin, ang layo nun. Bakit? Kasi, how can someone self-evaluate mathematics in performance kung feeling niya, kung para sa kanya, yung performance niya, I was able to critically analyze a problem, etc., etc. Pero pagdating naman dun sa scores and grades niya, sa test niya, yung exams niya, yung standardized test niya, mababa naman yung scores niya. Diba? So, we are measured, when you say mathematics performance should be measured quantitatively based on the performance of the learners in their learning area of mathematics. How did they perform? Kamusta yung quizzes nila? Kamusta yung performance nila when it comes to problem-solving skills? Yung mga qualitative assessments nila. Yung written works, performance tasks. And of course, their quarterly assessments. Kamusta ba yung mga scores nila dun? And then overall, yung quarterly grades nila. Pwede ring historical. Last year, kamusta yung performance nila? Tingnan natin, ano yung timetable, yung timeline. So, ang layo ng survey question in supposedly answering the level of mathematics performance ng bata. When you say problem-solving skills, it should not be self-evaluation. Paano ba ang performance niya, his skills, in answering problem-solving questions dun sa mga assessments niya. Ganun dapat yung kanyang yung target ng data gathering nito, hindi yung medyo malayo eh. It is as if yung construct kasi how the question was constructed, what is the level of mathematics performance in terms of these three components, yung problem solving, conceptual, application, etc., etc. It implicitly suggests that these are also objective measurements. Pero yung survey tool na ginamit, ang design niya hindi siya dinesign to measure performance, but it is actually trying to assess the students' perception of their abilities and not their actual ability. Ang layo nun. Self-perceptions lahat ng questions ng kanyang survey tool. So it does not really show the level of problem-solving skills. It does not really show the conceptual understanding, and it doesn't really show application and critical thinking of students in their mathematics performance. Kasi self-perception of their abilities yun lahat ng kanilang mga respondents, ng mga students. In other words, this ultimately creates a fundamental disconnect, fundamental gap between what the SOP is trying to assess or trying to investigate and what the study is actually designed to measure. So doon, boom, putol. Putol na, boom na. So what happens now? May problema ang SOP 1, may problema ang SOP 2. Of course, kasi problematic ang SOP 1 and 2, hindi masasagot yung SOP 3, which is the significant relationship between study habits and mathematics performance. Wala na agad. Cut na dun. Putol na. Sulitin natin. In summary, kasi medyo mahaba na. Yung first flaw, first problem, first issue is yung operationalization ng self-confidence and attitudes. So, when you say study habits, hindi yan siya pwedeng samahan ng psychological state. Kasi when you say self-confidence and attitudes, perceived ability ito eh. Ng state of mind ng bata. How he thinks or how he believes na kung gaano kayo effective yung study habit niya, yung confidence niya. So, pinagsama natin, pinaghalo natin yung mga measurables na time management, note-taking and reading with the psychological aspect, which is self-confidence and attitudes. Kunya, nilagay mo lang siya under study habits. Wala, disconnect yun. Second, yung mathematics performance is as a whole is not measured at all doon sa kanyang survey tool. Yung problem solving skills, conceptual understanding, and application and critical thinking, these were not measured doon sa survey tool. Kasi puro lang self-perception ng bata para sa kanya ang mineasure ng data or yung ginagather ng data. Which consequently will never answer the third question. If there is any correlation that would be found between the very saturated habits plus attitudes dito sa kung ipagpapatuloy nga talaga itong study na to, this will not really say anything. It will not contribute anything to the existing body of knowledge between the actual study behaviors and actual mathematical achievement. It doesn't really provide any contribution to the existing body of knowledge. Bakit? Kasi it doesn't really actually measure that. And then, of course, kung ipagpapatuloy talaga, or pinagpatuloy nga talaga ito, and there is really someone who conducted this particular study, if mathematics performance will be viewed in terms of self-perceived performances, using the 5-to-1 Likert scale, then therefore, study habits mathematics performance coming from the same respondent will provide what we call in research as common method bias. Kasi isang tao lang ang nagbibigay ng responses eh. So these are my study habits and this is how I believe my mathematical performance are. So common method bias 'yun. So prone siya sa common method bias. So in other words, merong influence yung respondent sa IV and sa DV. So most likely yung direction ng IV tsaka DV coming from the same respondent will be flawed. So all in all, this particular study, this particular research, educational research na available sa TikTok is fundamentally erroneous. So kung gusto nilang siguro what we call, how do we correct this kung ganon? Paano natin to paano ba siya i-correct? Siguro i-correct muna natin yung study habits ng IV. So mas mabuti na focus siya sa behavior. Kung gusto mo isama yung self-confidence and attitudes, it should be a separate entity. Kumbaga, dalawang IV ang magkakaroon. Yung study habits and then yung psychological state. Dalawang IV papunta doon kay DV. And then, of course, which is the most critical part na sa tingin ko kailangan i-correct talaga dito is yung dependent variable, yung DV na mathematics performance. Kasi it should be measuring it should be able to measure using objective and reliable indicators of actual student achievement. Hindi dapat siya self perceptions. Hindi dapat ganun. Kasi performance eh. When you say mathematics performance, yung performance, actual performance ng bata. Hindi yung sa tingin niya, na feeling niya lang na I can do this and I can do that. Iba yung what you think you can do with what you can actually do. So, the current state of the survey tool is what the students think they can do. But it does not necessarily imply that what they think they can do, they can actually do. So, the mathematics performance should be the ones that represent what the students actually did. How did they perform mathematically? Ganun ba? Mathematically. So, yun. Kung gusto nyo i-correct, if you want to salvage this particular study, I believe, ang dami pa niyang major revisions, if I may say. Kasi kaya nga I always say to everyone na lumalapit sa akin asking for help with the research studies, pinakauna talaga ang SOP, klaruhin, ayusin yung SOP, make it it should be strong enough to stand on its own. Nasa SOP pa lang, makikita mo na klaro yung direction. And then, dapat hindi title yung sumunod. Yung conceptual paradigm, yung conceptual framework. How will you represent the SOP? So, IVDV, linear ba siya? O sige, pakita mo na linear talaga. Show it in an illustration, in a figure. Paano talaga yung relationship niya. Kasi ito, Pearson na to eh. Obvious masyado eh. Correlation analysis lang to eh. Descriptive kasi, purely descriptive ito na study. Ito yung mga study na gasgas na. Pero, gasgas na nga siya, na mali pa talaga. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry for laughing. ano eh, it's so common already eh, yung mga ganitong klaseng, ganitong klaseng design or template ng mga thesis. Common na masyado. Dami ng mga ganito. Pero yun nga, doon tayo na magkakatalo kung ano ba yung components ng IB tsaka DV mo. And then, paano mo to siya ipapakita sa conceptual framework mo. And then, how will you be able to gather it? So, meron ka ng research instrument. Yung survey questionnaire mo. Hindi pa natin alam kung saan galing tong survey questionnaire na to. Ito yun yung problem kasi kapag self-designed yung survey questionnaire, in other words, ikaw yung may gawa ng questionnaire, kailangan dumaan ito sa mga psychometricians, sa mga research evaluators when it comes to test and measurement. So, ito yung test does not measure what it's supposed to measure. Pero ang layo, diba? So, sana dumaan ito sa mga specialists. Ito obviously hindi ito dumaan sa specialist. Hindi rin mention dito if modified adapted lang siya, meaning there's an original survey questionnaire and it was just modified, and then upon modification nag-conduct ng field testing, and then yung Cronbach's alpha ng supposed survey questionnaire, kung ano yung naging result ng Cronbach's alpha niya, hindi rin mention. So as an advice to all of those who are taking their research and dissertations right now, yung nagkakandak ng thesis nila, or who are planning to enroll with their thesis programs kasi sa kanilang MA or even sa college. So be very wary when approaching different entities or groups of people or so-called companies, no? Kasi parang kumpanya na sila yan, dami na nila ngayon na nagbibigay ng mga assistance in research writing. Siguraduhin ninyo na yung reputable talaga yung mga gumagawa ng mga tulong na ibibigay sa inyo when it comes to research composition. Kasi marami dyan di rin marunong talaga gumawa ng thesis. Wala lang. Para magkapera lang. So this is Sir Wes. Thank you for watching, and I'm really sorry kung medyo may mga issues yung connectivity natin ngayon, no? I think it's sa Facebook kasi malakas yung reception ng internet ko. I have my monitor here is displaying my connectivity, and napakababa ng ping ko, which is a good thing. And then nasa 200 Mbps yung downloads ko, and then yung uploads ko is nasa 100 Mbps. So malakas yung connectivity ko. So I think this is a problem with Facebook. Sorry talaga kanina na naputol siya bigla, no. So if you have any questions or may mga concerns kayo, if you even have comments and suggestions with the reaction video that I have posted right now regarding this TikTok thesis that was shared to me, no? So you can always post it here dito sa ating video sa comments natin. And of course, like, share, subscribe sa mga accounts natin dito sa social media. Maraming salamat. This is Sir Weds of ISF Media, your DepEd teacher. Maraming salamat sa panonood at magandang gabi sa inyong lahat.